Hi guys, it's Nikki from Teelan's Yoga. Today we're going to be doing a post-running yoga stretch. I've got my mat and my strap here from Elite Recovery Shop, great Canadian company. So I'm just going to place my strap at the top of the mat. We'll need it near the end, and then we'll get started in child's pose. So I'm going to get started here in a nice wide child. So you can be now. I'm going to bring my big toes here, knees mat width apart, just like my hands go out in front of me, letting the head rest towards the mat. Taking some nice big deep calming breaths here. And as you exhale, melt into the mat. Letting the arms and everything relax on the mat. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, sink into the mat. Just remember to take everything at your own pace today. This is your practice. Listen to your body. Your next inhale, let's come up onto tabletop, bring the knees in and throughout, curl the toes under, and let's lift the hips here for our first downward dog. Let's just start walking out the dog. So we're going to alternate pressing one heel into the mat and the other, really going nice and slowly, working out those calves, stretching out the back of the legs. We'll have another calf stretch later on, but if you just as particularly run, this will feel great. Good, one more at each foot. And let's find that nice long downward dog, spreading the fingers wide. Pull the heels to the mat to engage the quads to try and stretch out those back of the legs. Take one more big breath here. On your next inhale, lift the right knee, pull the knee to chin, flatten out to that nice hanging plank, and then we're going to drop the right foot between our hands and just lift our chin, coming to a nice runner's lunge here. Just really trying to open up that left hip, keeping the back nice and flat here. Exhaling, trying to sink a little deeper. You can play a little bit, moving side to side, seeing what works for your body here. Still pressing deep. When you take your next inhale, let's drop the left knee. I'm going to walk the right foot out to the outside edge of the mat and plant the right hand on the mat here for a nice lizard. You can curl the back toes under. Keeping that right leg tucked in. You can walk your hands out to go a little deeper if you'd like, but getting nice and deep into that stretch. That's good. Take one more big breath here. Good. Really lift that chin. I'm going to walk my hands back. I'm going to bend that left knee. So don't worry if you can't grab the foot. Don't bother with the strap. We're going to be quick here. I'm going to take my right hand to grab that left knee, opening up to the right side. Still pressing that hip in, getting a nice hip flexor stretch here. Taking a nice big breath. Looking over that right shoulder as we lengthen the spine. Take one more big breath here. And then release the foot, release the hand down. I'm going to lift the left knee, step back into downward facing dog. So you can always take a modified flow, but I'm going to walk you through the full flow, and you can also go at your own breath pace. When you're ready, inhale towards plank. Exhale, lower down, elbows tight, chaturanga. Inhale, press up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just hold your dog for 2 breaths. While you're lifting up through that tailbone, lengthening out through the crown of the head towards the mat. Take one more big breath here. Let's repeat everything on the other side. As you take your next inhale, lift the left knee up, pull the knee to the chin, press yourself up to that nice hanging plank so you can plant the left foot between the hands. Again, come to that nice runner's lunge. You can come up on those fingertips if it helps you lengthen out. Pressing that heel down, focusing on keeping your hips facing forward and scissoring open, especially that back hip. Good. Take one more big breath here. Exhale, sink a little deeper. When you're ready, drop that right knee. You can walk it back if you need to a little bit. I'm going to walk the left foot to the outside edge of the mat. My left hand comes to the inside here. Staying nice and long, pressing up through those heels. This is something, if you can't quite come to the ground, you can be on your fingertips or even a block can help. But pressing nice and deep here, tucking and hugging that left leg in, and maybe walking your hands out to go a little deeper here. Wherever you are, just lift the chin. Keep a nice long spine. Breathe here, guys. Take those nice, big, slow, calming breaths. Send them right to that hip. I'm going to walk my hands just so they're underneath me, so my right hand is supporting me. So I'm going to bend the right knee. Left hand comes up and over. Grabs that right foot as I look up over, opening up the chest. Can't quite grab the foot. Don't worry. Just bend the knee in and reach. Opening up that chest. Good. Lengthen out. Take one more big breath here. And release the foot back down. Plant the left hand down. Lift the left knee. Step the right foot back. Downward dog. Take 2 breaths here. Really pull those heels down. Lift up through those hips. Feel that stretch. Let's flow here. Optional as always. As we inhale, come towards plank. Core is tight. Exhale, lower down. Just hover. You press up. Shoulders strong. Exhale, downward facing dog. When you're ready, your next inhale, lift the right leg up. We're going to bend the knee this time. And I'm going to come into a nice tail of the dog, 3-legged dog variation here. As I lift the right knee to the sky. And my right heel comes towards that left butt cheek. Trying to keep the shoulders square to the mat. If you can, pull that right heel down, or sorry, left heel down even more. Hold my breath. Good. Inhale, knee to chin, flatten out that nice hanging plank. Plant the right foot, pivot the left foot. Inhale, open up to that warrior 2. Opening up those hips. Readjust your foot if you need to. Keeping a nice long stance here. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Good. One more big breath here. Good. Release hands to hips. I'm going to straighten my right leg. Flip the toes to face the left side of the room. We're going to go into a nice wide-legged forward fold here. Hands on the hip as I take a nice big inhale. And exhale, nice flat back as I start to trace my hands down the outside of my legs. I'm going to exhale, fold all the way over. So wherever you can grab your legs, grab your legs. If you're down to the ground, take your 2 peace fingers and you're going to plant them under those big toes, pressing right into the mat. Maybe trying to inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale as you fold. Try and pull the elbows out towards the side if you got a little extra room. Really focus on pressing weight into the toes, the ball of the foot, to help release that hamstring just a little bit more. One more big inhale here. Exhale, really melt. To inhale, engage the core. Start coming up halfway. Let's walk the hands up, soften the knees. To exhale, come to rise. Flip the left toes, or the right toes face the front, come back into warrior 2. Sink a little deeper. Last breath here. Good. Hands to the hip again. I'm going to step the back foot in. A little hop, maybe 2. I'm going to pivot so my back left foot is on 45 degrees. I'm going to straighten my right foot. You'll know you're far enough forward if your hips can square off to the front. If not, just hop them in just a little bit more. So we inhale, lengthen through the crown. You can come to opposite elbows behind you, or if it's available to you, come to reverse prayer. I find reverse prayer really helps keep that back nice and flat. Taking another big inhale to lengthen. Exhale, let's fold over. Remember, keep that back nice and flat. Tuck that right hip under as we really stretch that right leg out here in this pyramid pose. Good. Make sure you're rooting down, pressing through the feet. Core is engaged here. Take one more big breath here. Exhale, you're going to release your hands. You can mount. If you can, bring your hands to the ground or just frame that right leg. We're going to lunge into the right leg, step the left leg back, plant the hands, step the right leg back, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. Last breath. Good. I'm just going to switch sides here. I'm going to take a nice big inhale. Lift the left leg up this time. Reach it to the sky. Bend the knee. Open up the hip. Point the knee to the sky here. Tail of the dog. Good. Really lift up. Squeeze that left glute. Open up that hip. Last breath. Inhale, pull the knee to chin. Press through that foot, hanging plank. Step through that left foot. Open up, warrior two. Right foot comes to that 90-degree angle. Gaze comes to those middle fingers. Exhale, sink a little deeper. That knee starts going over the toe. It's okay to hop forward. Readjust yourself. Find what works best. Let that right arm come up nice and strong. One more big breath here. Good. Hands to the hips just for a second. Straighten the left leg. Lift the toes up. 45 degrees on the right. Lift the heel up. So now both your feet are 45 degrees. As you exhale, sink down into a nice goddess pose. I'm going to let my hands come down just above the knees, keeping the back nice and long. Take a nice big inhale. As I exhale, I'm going to press my right shoulder over to my left. As I look over that left shoulder. Good. Take a full cycle of breath here. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, left shoulder, right. Inhale, back up. Sit down, sit down. Exhale, right shoulder to left. Look over that left shoulder. Pressing through that right hand. Nice upper back stretch. Inhale up. Last time, exhale. Press that leg away from you as you look over that right shoulder. Inhale, back up. Exhale, let's straighten the legs. Flip the left toes to face the front. Right foot comes up. Exhale. Warrior two again. Just find this nice warrior two. Last little warrior two here. Good, I'm going to bring my hands to the hips for a second. I'm going to hop that back leg through just for a few hops as I pivot my right foot 45 degrees. And I turn my hips to face the front of the mat. Straightening out the legs. Again, come to reverse grip or reverse prayer. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale here into pyramid. Straightening out that left leg. This is where you may notice one side's stronger, more flexible. That's okay. Keep the back nice and straight. Just feel that deep, deep stretch. Core is tight. Take one last breath here. Good. Let's release the hands to the ground. If not, you can release them to your leg. Drop the head for a second. Take a breath. I'm going to bend into that left knee. Step the right leg back. Plant the hands. Step the left leg downward facing dog. 2 breaths, guys. Just find that breath. Slow it down. Press up through those shoulders. Fingers are strong. Come with me for an optional flow as you inhale towards plank. Core is tight. Exhale, lower down. Fingers are strong as you press up, flipping the toes. Downward facing dog. Take one more big breath here. Good. Let's drop to the knees and grab a quick water break. Especially if you've just come from a run, make sure you get plenty of hydration here. I'm going to come to the top of my mat. I'm going to just face you just for sake of ease, but you guys hopefully can face the top of your mat. Feet hip width apart. Maybe a little bit more if you struggle with balance. And just find that nice Tadasana, pulling the shoulders down, maybe closing the eyes. Good. I'm going to inhale, sweep the arms up here. Now you can open your eyes, pull the shoulders down. I'm going to bring all my weight to my left foot as I lift my right foot up, cross it over the left. Exhale, fold forward here. Take a full cycle of breath here. As you inhale, sweep the arms, come back up. Uncross the legs. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Let's lift the left leg up, cross it over. Exhale, fold forward. You can go at your own breath pace here, but hold this fold for a full cycle of breath. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, uncross. Relax those shoulders. Inhale, recross. Exhale, fold over. That's it. Really feel this stretch. You might feel in the hamstrings, a little bit in the IT. Just let that head hang loose. Pressing through the feet as we come back up. Keeping that core nice and tight, especially when you're moving. Inhale, sweeping up. Making sure you always have a nice little micro bend in those knees. Never locking them out here. This is our last cycle. If you're a little ahead, just find yourself into Dasana again as we finish with that last left leg folded in front. Bring my arms down, find that nice Tadasana, nice wide feet. Relaxing those shoulders. Alright, I'm just going to face the side here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to soften the left knee. You can put your hands on your hips. I'm going to lift the right knee up. Take a nice big inhale. I'm just do a nice little hinge here, sending the right leg back, pointing the toes, and I'm going to plant the top of my foot onto the mat. I'm going to press the top of my foot into the mat. This is a nice tibialis anterior stretch here. So even if you're not a runner, if you're a walker, this should feel nice and tight. Just pressing the mat. The more you press, obviously, the deeper you'll go. Take another big inhale here. Lengthen out the spine. And as you exhale, pull those shoulder blades back. This time as you inhale, trace the toe up, pull the knee up. Exhale, release the right foot back down, finding your balance, spreading the right toes. Inhale, lift the left knee up this time. And as you slowly exhale, hit just a slight hinge here in the hips, send the left leg back, point the toes, straighten the leg. Top of the foot comes to the mat here. Again, pressing that top foot into the mat. You may find, especially if you've just finished, you might get a little cramp. Just a little dehydration, that's okay. Just wiggle the toes out. Press a little deeper if you'd like. On your next inhale, let's bring the left knee back up. Exhale, release. I'm going to heel toe my feet out to mat width apart. You can have your toes a little bit out on an angle if you want. You can take another big inhale up, sweep the arms. Palms come together. Exhale through heart center. I'm going to sink my hips down into Malasana. Today, if you want to lift those heels up, you can. If you need balance, bring those hands down to the ground. If you're with me, you can try pressing those arms into those legs, widening them out, and lifting through the neck, trying to reduce our little back arch here. You can also create a little movement here, moving side to side, maybe lifting one heel up. Oh yeah, that feels good. Find some stillness, whatever feels good for you. You've got 2 more breaths here. Last breath. Good, where we are, I'm going to bring my hands to the ground. I'm going to lift my feet up and just come to my knees here. I'm going to sit back on to my heels. I'm going to make sure my toes are curled under here. You don't need to put any weight. This should be a nice little foot stretch here. Really like this one, just for a quick little breath. Alright, let's make our way into a nice tabletop. So bring the hands below the shoulder, knees below the hips, just so you can have a little spine play here. Find that neutral spine. Just look down and hopefully follow my voice. Then take a nice big inhale. I'm going to lift the right leg up, straighten the leg, flex the foot. And I'm just going to plant the ball of the foot, the toes on the mat as I press back through that heel. Get a nice deep calf stretch here. Still keeping a nice long spine. Another big inhale here. Exhale, remember to press through your hands, go a little deeper. Take a nice inhale, lift the leg straight up. I'm going to cross it over to my left side and plant the toes on an angle. And I'm going to go take a nice little look, see, at that left foot, creating a nice stretch on that right side. Press a little harder through that right hand to get that side body stretch as well as that calf stretch. Last breath. Good. Inhale, lift the leg up, bring the spine back to neutral. Plant the left knee. Find that neutral spine again. Maybe give me a little wiggle here. And as you inhale, this time lift the left leg up. Flex the foot, straighten the leg as you plant the toes, ball the foot on the mat. Exhale, pull the heel towards the mat. I like to press into my hands here just to go a little deeper. Still keeping the spine long, core still engaged. Really press into that heel, last breath. Good, on your next inhale, lift the left leg up. I'm going to cross it over to the right as far as I can, planting the toes on that 45-degree angle, pulling the heel down to the ground as I look over that right shoulder, trying to look at my feet, pressing through that left hand, get a nice little side body stretch, maybe pushing the hips to the left as well to get a little deeper. Good, last breath here. Inhale, lift the left leg up, bring it back to neutral, drop the leg, just find those knees under that hip again. We're just going to do a nice little heart opening here. I'm going to walk my hands in front of me, still in line with the shoulder. I'm going to take a nice big inhale here. And as I exhale, keeping my hips where they are, I'm going to lower my head down into puppy. Bring your chin or forehead to mat, if that is acceptable or applicable to you. And as you exhale, our goal is to try and press that chin to the mat if you're not there. If you're there, try pressing your chest into the mat. Forearms can come to the mat. Take 2 more big, slow, deep breaths here. Last little breath. Pressing through those hands, let's come back up. Walk the hands back underneath you. I'm going to walk my legs back here. Drop the hips just for a little modified plank here. And as I exhale, I'm going to lower all the way down towards the ground. So you do have an option actually if you want to use your strap here. We are going to do a bow pose. Okay? So if you need to, you can grab both, or you can just even pull the legs out. So on your first little try here, let's just press with the hands. Inhale, just lift the chin, lift the chest, pressing into the mat. If you like, lift the hands up. Exhale, lower down. Let's do that one more time. As you inhale, lift the head, lift the hands, maybe bring them behind you, and let's bend the knees here. Nice little modified first. And release everything back down. So this is where we're going to go into full bow pose. If you want to use your straps to pull your feet, you can, and it's a little more difficult on your own. Or you can just bend the knees. Let's take another big inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest. Let's bend the knees, and then one at a time, I'm going to reach back and grab my feet, pinching the shoulders like that. As I exhale, lift up through the legs, keeping the knees hip width apart. Lift the chin. Nice big heart opener really here and back bend. And we've got a few more breaths here, so slow it down. The toes. Just press your hands into your feet and vice versa. Get a nice opening stretch. Trying to press through them and open up. Last breath. And slowly release yourself back down to the mat. Hands below the shoulders. And inhale, lift the chin. Just a little baby cobra. Exhale, press through the hands, press through tabletop. I'm going to curl the toes under. Come into a nice downward facing dog. So this is your last dog here. So really give yourself a nice little wiggle out. Maybe a little walk out here. Maybe you just want to find some stillness. An optional last flow here. So we inhale towards plank. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga. Pressing up through up dog, lengthen out. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last breath here. I'm going to start bending my knees. I'm just walking my hands to my feet. So I come to this nice little ball. Lift the heels. Give yourself a nice little hug. I'm going to raise my arms up. Palms face each other. Using my core, I'm going to splay my legs. And try and gently come onto my bum. And grab another quick drink of water here. We're almost there. So this is where, if you want to use a strap for our hamstrings, you can have it handy. I'm going to bring my feet out in front. Hands come back out. I'm just going to do a little core activation here. So engage that core, lift up through the spine. We're going to lower our torso down for 8 counts here. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's start by bending the left knee in. I'm going to take my strap as I inhale, lift the right leg straight up. I'm going to hook under my foot. If you want to go deeper, you can always straighten the left leg, but this is tight for some people. I know you get a better stretch, I feel, with that bent knee. I prefer a straight leg, so up to you. I'm just going to start going a little side to side here with that leg right in that hip socket, keeping the foot flexed, making sure your shoulders are on the ground. That's why we've got our strap here. Obviously, don't have a strap. Your hand can be behind your thigh or your calf, just not pulling on that knee. Good. I'm going to bring both straps into my left hand, or bring the left hand to the outside of your leg. As I bring my right hand to the ground, and take a nice big inhale here. As I exhale, I'm going to pull my left foot, or my right foot across to the left side, lifting up the right hip, but keeping the right shoulder on the mat. Using that strap or your hand to keep that nice hamstring stretch. If you want to go deeper, look towards the right side. We've got 2 breaths here, so slow it down. Really enjoy this nice last little spinal twist. If you want to also focus just on the spinal twist, you can also bend that leg and just focus on the twist. Last breath. Good. Inhale, bring the leg back up. Exhale, pull it a little deeper here. And just hold it for 2 breaths. Last breath. Good. This is where we all have to bend that left knee this time. You can just put your strap off the side. I'm going to cross my right ankle just above the left. Take a nice big inhale here. I'm going to thread my fingers through the hole I've created, grabbing the left hamstring, and I'm pulling myself into this nice figure 4 stretch. You want to go deeper, you can press your elbow into that right leg, extending it, keeping that right foot flexed. Oh, this figure 4 should feel good in that hip. And again, if you want to go deeper, you can lean a little towards the left with those legs. Just a little bit, feeling it deepen up in that right hip. Take 2 more breaths here. Pull it a little deeper on that exhale if you can. Use that left leg to press in. Last breath. Good. Release the right leg. Again, the shoulder foot can come to the mat, or you can straighten out as we inhale, straighten that left leg, using your strap if you'd like, grab behind the leg here to go into this nice hamstring stretch. Again, we're going to go nice side to side. That's it, just massaging out right in that hip socket, keeping that left foot flexed. Breathing, nice slow, deep breath here. You've got one more. Alright, this time the strap comes to both in the right hand, or your right hand comes to the outside left leg. Left palm comes to the ground. As you exhale, you're going to let that right leg fall to the right. I'm going to bend my knee. I've got a wall in my way. Then lift up that left hip. Right shoulder stays on the mat. If you maybe want to look towards the left shoulder. Like I said, you can bend that knee if you just really want to focus on that spinal twist instead of putting it on that hamstring. Exhale, let yourself just melt a little bit more. But listen to your body. Remember, no pain in yoga, just deep stretches. Last breath. Your next inhale, we're going to bring the left leg back up, straight up, and as you exhale, pull it a little deeper here. Hold this just for 2 breaths. Feeling that hamstring flexing the foot. Good. I'm going to bend the right knee, everybody here, so the foot comes to the ground. I'm just going to get rid of my strap. I'm going to cross the left ankle just above the right. And then we're just going to lift the right leg up, grabbing behind that thigh, going to a nice figure 4 on the left side. This time I'm using my left elbow to press the left leg away. If you want to go deeper, you can also lean just a little bit towards the right. Again, adding a little activity, pulling that right knee in. Feeling a nice stretch right in this whole little hip complex here. Just breathing into that hip. Take one last breath here. This is your last real stretch here. I'm going to come back to center, uncross my legs. I'm going to plant both feet on the mat. At mat width apart with those feet. I'm just going to finish off nice little windshield wipers. Going as big or as small as you want. Going at your own pace. Massaging out that lower back. When you're ready, we're going to walk our feet mat width apart. Palms come by our sides, face up. Eyes come closed here to finish off in Shavasana. Letting yourself take a few deep breaths here, just taking note how your body feels, especially those hamstrings, calves, quads, hips. We really stretch out that lower body. So just take a few deep breaths, send a little more energy and love to that lower half that we really focused on today in this nice practice. Especially if you're a runner. Just letting that breath come back to a nice natural pace now. Remember, you can always stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. We're all going to now bring our hands to heart center. Thumb connects to sternum. Thanking ourselves for this practice. Thanking our bodies for all it does for us. Allowing us to practice our yoga and anything else we choose to do in our day-to-day lives. And thanking our fellow yogis for sharing in this practice and our energies. From the light in me to the light in you. Namaste. So remember, you can stay here as long as you want, but when you're ready, start moving nice and slowly. I like to lift one arm up and roll onto the side. So I can just press up into a nice seated position. done, make sure you get some more water, help flush out all those toxins, and have a great day.